I done everything I can to get that shit up and running, but we had a big old crash or something. I don't know what. I've done her. Okay, I've done her. Soon as everything went to shit, I was like, man, this is what I get in this day and age. Doing a clip on Glenn Beck, talking about, getting against the Jews and all that stuff, and they're going to come in here and them, because they want you to think Jews is wrecking everything. And damn it, I'll be darn tootin' if it wasn't Glenn and his ilk came in here and threw a monkey wrench in the shit everywhere in there. So anyways, I got down under there with a pair of pliers and some ball grease and a couple of lug nuts and whatnot, and I got it working again, and so we're gonna be okay. I just want y'all to know that the excrement hit the fan, but I managed to get it back up online, and we even back up there on Instagram, even though we got that hour limit on there. We still got past that, so don't y'all worry about it. Don't you worry about what's going on. Everything's gonna be okay. We fixed that shit and it's alright. You don't worry about it, everybody. Yeah, I fixed it. Back to how. So, hi, everybody. My normal head looks so weird after that happens. Hi, chat room. Sorry about that. Ficus is very soothing in those situations. Back to where we were. Sorry before we went off a cliff there. Glenn was saying something awful about Jewish people.
You have no clue.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I thought we were well along here. Where are we?
This act, you would think that someone like me that is very supportive of the Jews in Israel would be.
Yeah, but for really weird reasons, like they all have to go back there so Jesus can deal with them.
All for. I am dead set against this.
I'm not shocked. Also, don't stare at me with your blue eyes while you're saying that. I'm just saying it's awkward.
Mm-hmm. And you should be too.
To what? Too hot lady. It's too that kind of too. Okay.
Something can be legally permissible and morally repulsive at the same time.
I know, you have children. Sorry. Not the kids, I mean the act that he did. Never mind.
Speech needs to be protected, not the stuff we all agree.
Yeah, that's right. We don't have to protect the part where those of us that believe Jews have a right to exist. What needs to be protected more than anything else is the folks on college campuses that get grants from the government that claim they don't. By the way, because this is about tax dollars, this is not about speech. Again, you can say these things, you just can't get paid by the government to do it.
But the stuff we don't agree on.
Yeah, but I mean, I gotta say, it sounds like, your support for Jan 6ers, for example, wanted to shut down, like my side of the aisle's entire voting block.
The only speech that needs protection is the speech that a lot of people, the majority, find absolutely abhorrent.
There we go. So Glenn has, thank you, Glenn, for totally coming out as a pro-child porn advocate. Yes.
Congress doesn't understand. You cannot legislate hatred away.
No, but you can limit the places where the government can pay for hate language to be said, which is what this does. It doesn't stop you. You can be a hateful prick. You just can't do it with a government grant, for example. Think of it as the Hatch Act for bigots and racists. That should help you out.
Can't pass a bill. You know what happens?
Becomes law, and then it doesn't really affect that many people, and then somebody tries to sue based on free speech, and they go, yeah, you can say all you want, you just can't get paid by the U.S. government to be anti-Semitic.
All you do is you create speakeasies of hate.
Really? Is that what you call the basement of the Blaze?
They go into the closet. They go into another room where they can't be heard. And
Yeah, I'm kind of okay with that actually. Maybe they'll recognize in that moment that they're being shameful if they have to actually be ashamed of what they're saying. And they don't automatically click and connect with others like them loudly and nobody can do anything about it.
just becomes a festering pool of hate that at some point will break out.
Or will just turn into the Blaze.
The only one that can remove hatred from hearts
Is the Lord Jesus Christ, who is a Jew, which makes this whole conversation very awkward.
is God.
But I guess technically speaking, he's the only one who puts it there in the first place, because if you'll recall, when the Pharaoh enslaved the Jews, God had confounded the hearts of the Egyptians to not let them go. So they would have been peaceful and released the Jews, but God was like, nah, the Jews haven't learned their lesson yet. So just awkward. There's a lot of, yeah.
We can do our part.
What? Apparently you can't.
Does that mean that jerk protesters can prevent Jewish students from entering their own classroom? No.
Sorry. Jewess? Real quick.
Jerk protesters can prevent Jewish students from entering their own classroom? No, that's not speech.
Right, but also threatening their lives in the same situation and also retaining your grant after the fact is what this is about.
In the public square, and I mean that electronically as well.
There's no public square. Twitter's not a public square. It's a private company. Even though he might let you be a bigoted piece of shit, he can decide against it at any given second. Same thing with Truth Social. Sorry, Sinkhole.
Those who are standing up and quite honestly spreading the lies about the Palestinians and Hamas and saying, no, they're not. They're good. They're great. There's not a problem there.
Is that what they're saying?
As much as it kills me to say it, I stand with them on freedom of speech only.
You're not big on their outfits? Maybe if they all dressed like toddler cowboys?
The people who voted for this bill, I'm sure it was well intended.
Really? Are you sure? Are you really sure? Because you don't seem sure. And the only reason you seem sure is because more Republicans voted for it than Democrats in that regard. So, seems like you're giving them a pass, is what it seems like.
But they're misguided by human nature itself.
Oh, that's the worst, isn't it, when that happens?
Governments cannot fix human hearts.
Neither can a lightning bolt.
They should all be sent back to some remedial class on the principles of the Constitution of America.
Right, which, so you're saying, real quick, you are insisting that beyond people having the right to say these things, you believe that taxpayer dollars should pay for them to go to school or pay their salary, for example. So you believe that not only should this kind of speech be allowed, it should be subsidized by the voters. That's what he's arguing for.
The importance of freedom of speech. The importance of not rushing in to do something
when it's fine. There's just a perfect amount of anti-Jew hatred. You know what I mean? Where it's just like starting to get golden brown and crispy.
Because it's scary right now. No.
You tell him, Glenn.
No. Why is it this Congress can only pass the things that seemingly only hurt the strength of America?
Maybe I'll tell you why. It might be the seemingly part because you're an idiot. perhaps, and this is the nature of the word seems, is that seems like has a lot to do with the perception of the person that's looking at it and not the actuality of the situation. As you'll notice, they're not passing laws that destroy America, but that seem to destroy America because of your perception about how America should work, including this weird fixation you have on the U.S. taxpayer subsidizing anti-Semitism on campuses. Because that's what this is about.
And only cut across the Constitution. You just took away
his right to be a bigot.
Our Fourth Amendment right for warrants. You just took that away.
No, you didn't. What do you mean, FISA? No, they didn't. It's a breadcrumb law. If you don't email Vladimir Putin and tell him you think he's dreamy, nobody's going to read that email. And also, they still have to get a warrant to look at your other shit. They can just look at the stuff that's in there that you sent to him because it's not yours anymore. It's in his inbox, you dumb motherfucker.
You're now just passed another bill that is bringing people who have escaped Gaza and are Palestinians. Remember,
I remember.
97% of them in the latest poll hate America.
Yeah, but there's a guy standing there with a gun while they're taking the poll. I'm just saying I wouldn't read too much into it.
About 70% of them were all for Hamas.
Right, so I'm guessing the 3%/30% that are coming here are not those people. Sorry, I'm out of sync if I'm out of sync. Hold on. I'll switch windows. Hello. How are you? There seems to be some delay in this situation. We don't know. Why would that be? It's very strange. What the hell is going on here? Everything's all broken down and shit-tastic. The hell? I need to get to work on this. Tell you what, we're going to finish up the show in about 5 minutes, and I'm going to get down there under that desk and fix it up for you. Don't y'all worry about it. We're going to take care of it. Love you. Bunches. So, yeah, don't worry. He'll take care of it. Ficus is the unofficial mechanic of the Houseworks Megaworldwide live stream. Well, he'll work it out. It had to do with the crash. Yeah.
In the 80 percentile range of supporting October 7th.
All right. So we've got 3 to 30 to 20% of people that want to get out of there, decent folks, might come over here and go, hey, this whole democracy and freedom thing's a good idea. Maybe I should take more of that back there and convince some of my fellow Palestinians this might be a good way to go. And maybe we can bury the hatchet with our Jewish Palestinian relatives that were all here together with us at the same time. And maybe all this fighting over magic rocks is bullshit. Maybe that. Of course, I'm assuming none of them move in anywhere near you.
Congress, you just passed a bill that are bringing those people in.
Yeah, the nice ones, the ones who want to be
to America and settling them here in America. What the hell is wrong with you?
Well, I mean, I would say that those are the people who want to be here. I don't think they'll, if they're really committed to the whole Hamas thing, I think they would just stay, wouldn't they? He's very upset. And by the way, maybe we brought those folks over and that's why we have to pass this anti-Semitism law so they know what the rules are here. You know, ignorance of the law is no excuse, except in your case.
You live in the upside down world. I don't.
No, of course not. Otherwise your tits would cover your eyes.
I still live in the world where where America is all about protected rights.
Yeah, except kids going to school without fear of being shot and that kind of shit, you know, fear of automatic weapons, you know. Oh, and I guess you want child porn to be legal.
It's a dark day.
Oh, it so is.
When only 20 people in Congress that are Republican will stand up against this bill.
So is it a darker day because 70 Democrats did?
It is a dark, dark day.
Is that because the number of brown people in the Democratic Party that supported this? Is that what you're talking about? I don't know. I smell another law we might need to pass, Glenn. That's it. Okay. Sorry about the flub and the crash. My system did one of those blue screen fuck offs things, and I obviously, clearly it was the eyes wide shut people trying to get me to stop defending Jews again. Bug off. Anyways, I'm going to work on my shit, and I will see you in the morning. Rob Glenn will be joining us for Friday Eye, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about. Holy shit. And also, we just arranged that I'm going to be on Bob Seska's show in like 2 weeks to talk to him about AI and all that kind of stuff and sort of the ethics of the tech and all that kind of stuff. And boy, do I have a lot to talk about. I've done a whole big Chat GPT setup since the last time we talked. You're like, Hal, why don't you spend time working on your set? I did. NVIDIA is right. We'll talk more about that as well. I definitely need a new video card. That's for sure. I have like a 2030 in this machine. So anyways, much love, and I will see you guys later. Wish me luck.